Peace. Enigma energy here. Greetings on this Sunday, this day of Obatala, the man of the white cloth, the woman, man, creator. I'm super delighted to be here. It was an eventful Friday night, which made for a very much relaxing Saturday and Sunday. I'd like to start off by reading from Speaking with Spirit, Rashiki Arts Temple, with many different authors. Great prayers, Hekkas. The back of this book reads, "Since time immemorial, African people have understood the profound relationship we have with spirit. We have communicated with spirit through song, dance, drum, nature, and through the sacred act of prayers. As our ancestors made their way to distant shores, the prayers of the ancient became lost to us as new religions and languages took over our native tongues. Still, whispering in the wind were the songs and prayers of our forgotten ancestors, urging us to remember who we are." Speaking with Spirit is a collection of prayers from continental Africa, spanning the ancient chants in Commission temples to the sacred groves of Yoruba, Akan, and Congolese. These prayers are reclamation of our divine heritage, a reclamation of our divine heritage. Some are in primordial tongues to capture the essence of the ancient words of power. Others include translations to embody the heart of the prayer. All are powerful and designed to empower the reader with tools for transformation through the beauty of African prayer. You may use these prayers in sacred ceremony, daily reflection, or simply as a tool when you are speaking with spirit. And that was written by Ayele Kumari. I'd like to do a prayer for global healing, because boy, we need it. Sacred Mother Earth, as planetary healing takes place, may the shifts be gentle for all. Allow natural beauty to be restored once again, in and for all. As natural resources flourish bountifully, may starvation and lack be healed with abundance. May an end be put to an advantageous government. I'm going to read that again. May an end be put to an advantageous government. May an end be put to an advantageous government. May we grow in harmony and respect our fellow human. May we grow in harmony and respect our fellow human. May we grow in harmony and respect our fellow human. May human beings unify beyond self-imposed classifying demarcations. As lost cities reemerge, may we as sentient beings master the oneness of coexistence. May language be used as a tool and no longer abused. May we forgive the stories of long ago because we are no longer robbed of the present. Sacred Mother Earth, as your core ways open, may those transitioning travel safely to other realms. Sacred Mother Earth, as you make shifts, may your bodies of water be healed, capturing the frequency of love. Ashe. And that's by Empress Tabia Ketra Ma'at. Again, Speaking with Spirit, You can find her on Amazon. It's great to have. Oh man, Friday was a rally, a protest for George Floyd. Yet another man murdered by the hands of a police officer. Yeah. Tired. Tired, tired, tired. There were hundreds of people out in the area in which we went to, which was downtown Denver. This was my first rally at 54 years old. My daughters are 21, my twins are 18, and my youngest is 16, so I have 4. My oldest, she's been on her own now for 3 years. She was working, she has a boyfriend. My twins just graduated, and my youngest is a junior now. And they came to me with this, not even wanting to go, they were going. And absolutely, I went with them. I'd always promised them that I would not put myself in harm's way while I was raising them. Because there's been this desire to be in the mix of change. Be the change. Well, that time arrived on Friday. Gosh, it was exhilarating, and I think I've used this word until I can't use it anymore, but to be amongst people whose energies were the same as ours, and just out there chanting, no justice, no peace. I can't breathe. Saying the name of George Floyd. It changed me. I shifted. There was a shift. I'm getting a life insurance policy tomorrow. The healing as individuals is so necessary, more than ever. We all have different opinions, we really do. And that's okay, but we should remain respectful. If I don't like somebody, I don't have to be around them. And if I do have to be around them and I don't like them, I can at least respect their space. There's some really messed up thoughts going on out there, but we were out there, man. We were out there. Cops were out there. We got pepper sprayed. No, we didn't. We got tear gassed. I didn't understand why. The officers were out there in their bulletproof vests, their guns that had the rubber bullets, their batons, their guns were on their hips, their weapons were on their hips, masks, or shields actually, prepared for war. But that's not why we were there. Were we yelling? Absolutely. Are we outraged? Absolutely. But we weren't there for violence. But they were prepared for violence. The cops were. They actually, when when we were all too much of a mass of people, they that's when they would tear gas us so that we could separate. I got it. My youngest got it. My twins, they got hit too. But everybody near us was there with the baking soda and milk and water, and just very helpful. I mean, in all this craziness and chaos, there was still so much love that I felt. The energy was love. The energy was angry and just wanting just some answers. Just why? And it would have been nice if the cops would have been able to, get on their bullhorn and agree with us that the cop that did what he did to George Floyd was wrong. Try that. Try admitting that it was wrong. So I've never read this part in Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. This is by Dr. Joy DeGruy, I think is how she pronounced her last name. Who are we? At one time, we have been considered chattel, and at another, slaves. We have been indentured servants, and we have been sharecroppers. We have been called darkies, niggers, negras, negroes, colored, black, Afro-Americans, the intercultural that's a good word, colloquialism, nigga, and most recently, African Americans. Each designation had a historical link that carries with it perceptions of ourselves and of our group. Who or what we perceive ourselves to be is influenced first by those in our immediate environment that confirm and reinforce for us their perspectives. This is so true. Invariably, our parents, families, and friends play a vital role in helping us form our image of ourselves, our upbringing. Perhaps even more influential are all the sights and sounds we are exposed to on a daily basis in our communities. Our families and communities model for us how to be, who to trust and who to fear, how to work, when and where to play, and who to play with. They teach us about power, who has it, and that it is almost never them, and how to live, love, and survive without it. As influential as our families, friends, and communities are to the formation of our self-concept, often the most influential contributor to what many of us come to understand ourselves to be is our society at large, as expressed by the media barrage we are exposed to on a daily basis. So basically, media has a whole lot of control of how we're viewed and how to view others. That's what I perceived. That's what my perception of this is, of what she's just written. And we know that's true. Because I always thought when I would watch, some of the rallies on television, on news, it looked as if the protesters were the ones instigating the violence. That was not the case on Friday night. Not at all. There was no reason to gas us. No reason that I can understand anyway. Let's put it that way. And I'm pretty smart. Yeah, I'm pretty smart. Control. They needed to control. And their voices, because there were quite a few cops out there. All those voices, not a one gave a sign of peace. Not a one gave a sign of understanding. They were all equipped for war. The media's contribution to our self-image. The media has been a central vehicle for transmitting images to the masses. They control how the images will be displayed, as well as who and what will be depicted. The media has been a powerful tool in shaping public perceptions of individuals and specific groups. They market what is acceptable and unacceptable to their consumers, guided by their stakeholders, and more significantly, their stockholders. Money. The media images of African Americans are seared into the mental frying pan of its citizenry, swallowed whole, and eventually go unconsciously down the social gut of America. And what is ingested is rarely the truth. On the contrary, and more frequently, it is a carefully crafted hype designed to inflame and incite controversy, which sells newspapers and further divides America from Americans. Take the Rodney King incident and the ensuing riots as an example. What percentage of those rioting were African American? Most people I have asked came up with numbers as high as 90%. This is understandable based on the news coverage, because television and print media accounts largely presented it as an African American riot. In reality, more than half of those rioting were Hispanic, and the remaining were a mix of whites, Asians, and African Americans. It is difficult, if not impossible, to get an accurate assessment of one's group if we must rely only on the information commonly available to us. Our schools, literature, and mass media give an incomplete and oftentimes intentionally misleading view of who we are as a people. Having been a victim of false statements by the media, I am ever cognizant of the role media plays and has played in stirring up fear, hatred, and bigotry, manipulating the public in order to increase ratings. Perhaps it is true that violence, controversy, and tragedy sells, but at what cost? The media provides the lens through which we view others, whether people of color, criminals, the poor, police, politicians, or terrorists. More importantly, the media is the lens through which people view themselves. Through the media, individuals with vacant esteem not only recognize their own impotence, but are also shown their group and community's lack of power and efficiency and efficacy. And all of this can occur in a 30-second soundbite. What happens to us and to our children when we are told by our parents that we can be, do, and have anything we want, that we are smart, strong, and able, while at the same time we are accused daily, we are accosted daily with sounds, images, and experiences that tell us otherwise. Referring to a similar contradiction in The Souls of Black Folk, W.E. Du Bois wrote, It is a peculiar sensation, this double consciousness, this sense of always looking at oneself through the eyes of others, of measuring one's soul by the tape of a world that looks on in amused contempt and pity. Let's read that again. It's starting to get dark. Me and my light. It is a peculiar sensation, this double consciousness, this sense of always looking at oneself through the eyes of others, of measuring one's soul by the tape of a world that looks on in amused contempt and pity. One ever feels his trueness. An American, a Negro, two souls, two thoughts, two unreconciled stirrings, two wearing ideas in our dark body, in one dark body, whose dogged strength alone keeps it from being torn. Okay. I think I need new glasses, y'all. Let's just be real. First it was the light, now it's the glasses, but it's okay. You're rolling with me, and I appreciate it. One ever feels his trueness. An American, a Negro, two souls, two thoughts, two unreconciled stirrings, two wearing ideals in one dark body, whose dog strength alone keeps it from being torn as under. The history of the American Negro is the history of this strife, this longing in attain to self-conscious manhood, to merge his double self into a better and truer self. When we are faced with racial prejudice and hypocrisy from a hostile, dominant society, and when social inequality and powerlessness come to define our lives, it can have a seriously adverse impact on what we come to believe ourselves to be. That's exactly what's happening right now. Actually, that's exactly what's happening for a while. You know, when do we change the narrative? When do we change the narrative? How do we change the narrative? How do we change the narrative? So my opinion on how to change this is individuals healing themselves. Individuals taking a look within themselves. I understand that we all have to, most of us have to get up and go out and do different positions and have different positions in the world. I mean, I could have a rough weekend, but Monday through Friday, I have to go and assist and help these young individuals, some of them older, these people who want to come into the beauty industry and have careers, make money, feed families. So no matter what, on Monday, I have to get up and be prepared for this, no matter what I've gone through. How do I do that? With everything that's going on around me, how do I do that? I choose to meditate. I choose to believe in the Yoruban religion with a little bit of voodoo. Not too much Christianity anymore. But in all the same, it's really said in different words, maybe, or praying to different idols. But I honestly feel spirit. She talks to me often, all the time, yells at me even, communicates through my oracles, through my oracle deck. And I have another one as well. Back to the point. Take a look at yourselves. Take a look at yourselves. Heal yourself. Think about how you would want to be treated. There's good people out there that do great things. There's good people out there that do bad things. I understand why there are laws in order, why there are laws set. But those enforcing the law also have to abide by these rules and these laws. And that hasn't happened. I hated history. I hated history growing up. I wasn't told the truth. Now I understand why I hated history. But that gives you a little something to think about. Instead of pointing the finger, look within. Look within. Look at yourself. Get some grounding. Root chakra, Muladhara. I can help you. I can help you. I really can. I'm willing to, as I help myself. So I'm curious as to what this card is for us today, this evening, at 6:29 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. What message does Spirit have to give to this platform? I do individual readings as well. I like to use the word messages. Messages from Spirit. I'll be implementing crystal healing, essential oils. There are so many ways to be a better me, for you to be a better you. Doesn't mean that all the problems are going to go away. But at least you can handle them a little bit better. Breathe. Breathe is the card that Spirit dropped out. She's beautiful. Breathe. Card number 29. The essential meaning of breathe. Patience, waiting, going slowly, wellness, meditation, trust. Spirit stating patience in all things is called for right now. What do you need to do when you're in a rush? Slow down, of course. Meditate and trust. Breathe and repeat. Humans cannot exist without drawing breath. Now is the time to allow the life-giving element of air to replenish your body, your being, and your very essence. Stop to smell the roses. Breathe in the sunlight and release the darkness, and miracles will appear. As far as relationships, Spirit's sharing, don't be in too much of a hurry right now. The heart needs time to open. Take a breath and let nature take its course. Release constriction and anxiety, for there is no need for tension. Savor the moment, and the waiting won't prove difficult. Your heart knows what the ego often resists learning. Patience pays off in deep and meaningful ways. The message of prosperity. You have worked long and hard. Your dreams are coming to fruition, and you want to hurry things along. You are the slow one moving languidly, yet still progressing right now in a rhythm dictated by your authentic nature, the essence of your dream, and the will of the universe. Slow and steady wins the race, one of my favorite phrases. You will indeed win if you relax, stay the course, trust your intuition, and breathe. Those 3 deep breaths do wonders. Imagine if we all just did that when times were tense, in that moment of tension, in that moment of anger. If the reaction would be to stop and breathe, especially police officers who have chosen to place themselves in this position of protect and serve. The last message is about protection. Inertia, laziness, and apathy are signs not of slowing down, but of decay and lifelessness. Wake up and do something to shake this off. Go outside to some air. A walk in nature will remind you that all of life is essential and magical. Get some exercise, move out of your head and into your body, and breathe in deeply. Each breath is precious. Just breathe. Breathe with intention. Conscious breath. And not just when times are rough. When times are good, we tend to forget to ask for acceptance or help or just be grateful. I need 1,000 subscribers so that I can go live, so that we can communicate live, so that you can send me live comments and we can have discussion. I will reach the masses, one person at a time. That's what I'm going to do. That's what my calling is. I love you. Subscribe. My YouTube link will be on the post. You do need a Gmail in order to have a YouTube account if you don't have one. Subscribe. continue to walk with me. Yeah. See you soon. Peace.